Hi, this is Dorothy from TaiChiBozeman.com/rawfoodblog and from caveddiets.com. I'm making some cinnamon rolls, almost like my mom used to make. And I just covered the board with some cinnamon and some ground oats. And now I'm taking the dough and I'm going to flatten it out in a big rectangle. And what I did, this dough is only a cup of walnuts and a cup of dates with a little bit of vanilla powder and a dash of salt. And then I ground it up here till it's like a dough and put cinnamon and oats on the board so that I can pat it down. And anytime your hands get too sticky, then just take a little bit more oats and put it on your hands. So these were oat groats, raw oat groats, and I just ground them up in my coffee grinder. And there's some cinnamon here. So then you press this out, and of course I'll put the recipe underneath. And I like to keep putting up the edges so that it'll be easy to roll up. Now my mom used to make this with biscuit mix, but this is the raw way, so we keep all the enzymes intact and it'll be super good for you and gluten-free. Now let me wash my hands a second. And then we'll do the filling. So when I grew up, we would put butter and then brown sugar and cinnamon on it. We'll roll it up and slice it into little cinnamon rolls. But I'm going to use coconut oil and then coconut crystals as cinnamon. So coconut crystals are from the sap of the coconut tree, the blossoms. They look like brown sugar and it smells so good. It smells like rich brown sugar. They're very low glycemic, so they're diabetic friendly, and they're full of minerals and B vitamins and 17 amino acids. They also have a very almost neutral pH, so they're not acidic at all. Super good for you. So coconut crystals, and actually you can get those off of Vitacost, the cheapest I found that are raw. Okay, so now we'll take some coconut oil and spread that on top. Make sure that it's liquidy. It's nice and hot here today in Montana, so it's nice and liquidy. I'll use about 2 heaping tablespoons. And then sprinkle it with coconut crystals. You could also use honey or raw sugar, palm sugar, and then cinnamon. You know, cinnamon is a low glycemic sweetener as well. Very low glycemic. And then you take the edges and start rolling them up. And a spatula is good to help you get going on this. Make sure that your board is well floured with the coconut, with the oatmeal flour and the cinnamon. And then roll it up. And if ever it starts sticking to the board, you could just take some more cinnamon and oats and kind of push it in there. That's the way my mom taught me. Keep your hands covered with the flour. And if any comes off, you can just patch it up again. And then if this were usual flour, we'd have to pinch the edges together, but we don't because it's just walnuts and dates. So you've got your log there. I'm going to wash my hands one more time. Oops. And then you slice it, and your knife is very important here. So use a slightly serrated knife to cut slices. And you can eat these right now, or you can put them in your dehydrator for about 4 hours and they'll be nice and warm. So make a sawing motion with your knife. And if you still want more sweetening when they're finished, you could put some cashew frosting on top. So you can eat these right now or dehydrate them at 104 degrees for about 4 hours. And if you want the cashew frosting, you can look on my site at taichibosman.com/rawfoodblog and at faithdiets.com. Enjoy your cinnamon rolls.